Hello everyone, this is Dr. Priya, Department of Human Development, Avinash Lingam University, Coimbatore. Today we are going to discuss about summarizing skills. Let us start with the introduction. Counseling is an act of assistance. When a person is in difficulty and seeks out someone in whom he has confidence for advice and guidance, a situation exists for counseling process. It is a very common situation in everyday life. Younger person seeks advice for older person, less successful person seeks the advice of more successful person. It is a situation like this where one seeks the guidance of another in sorting out one problems. There is usually an assumption which is not always correct. The guide who gives the advice understands the problem of a person who seeks advice, and the solution given as a piece of advice is the best possible solution. Counseling is not just an act of advising or guiding another person. A common friction performed by parents, teachers, doctors and others in our society. The art of counseling depends upon much on specific knowledge, understanding skills, attitude and values of a counselor that it has become a special job for which one requires professional training. In counseling session, summary and brief statements of longer abstract of client can be given by a professional counselor who attends verbal and non-verbal communication over a period of time. This will help the client to know what exactly he going to take out of from his problem. This process will help the counselor to decide about what further process can be done and also to check the accuracy of counseling process. Objectives: to know what is summary, to learn the steps of effective summarizing skills, summarizing as one of the counseling techniques, to build counseling relationship for better summarization, to know why summarizing skills are important, to understand the basic requirements for summarizing skills. Now we will look into the definition of summary. It is a brief statement that presents the main points in concise form. It is also called as a synopsis or recap, that is a shorter version of the original, and it is a condensed presentation of the substance of a body of a material. Now we will see elements of effective summarizing skills. In that, first one is users writes words, written concisely, specifically and clearly, briefly articulates the main idea, emphasizes the key points supporting the main idea. It represents author's view, not summarizer's view, and it is a revised and proofread procedures. Summarizing as one of the counseling technique. Counseling technique can be viewed from several perspectives. The concept of leading in counseling referred to the extent to which the counselors take responsibility for the content of the interview. This should not be confused with the ratio of a counselor and counselee talk in an interview, although the two are necessarily related. The counselor, using very leading techniques, more or less determines the topics considered and contributes his own feelings and about the client and his problems on a verbal level. At the other extreme, the counselor, employing a few highly leading techniques as possible, lets the counselors determine the topics and what is said about the topics. He works verbally at least only with what the counselee contributes to the interview and carefully avoids the verbalizing his own feelings about what the counselor states. He attempts to help counselor better understand himself and his environment within the bounds of the content and the feelings of counselee's verbalization. In the counseling process, different techniques are distributed based on the research and case studies over the past. These may be acceptance, resentment, clarification, summarization, and summarization clarification. Now we will see how counseling relationship for better summarization will happen. The relationship of build up between the counselor and counselee through interview is the most important link for the successful operation of summarization. In fact, it is the core of the counseling process. The curative power of counseling relationship is limitless. in the absence of effective interpersonal relationship, the psychological suggestions made by the counselor from which the counselee suffer fail to produce the desired effects. The changes in attributes and self-concepts desired to be brought out and about within the client do not occur in the absence of effective counseling relationships. Client's trust and confidence in the counselor, which emerge from warm and friendly relationship, which are missing in the counseling relationship, is not properly established. It must be remembered that each client-counselor relationship is unique. All clients have unique psychological characteristics. No two clients can be found to be same, having exactly alike personality makeup. Similarly, even the counselors are not alike in the respects. Hence, when the client and the counselor meet together, there is an interaction between the two sets of unique psychosocial characteristics which determine the unique quality and characteristics of the relationship that is generated. The philosophy of thinking, feeling, attitudes and expectation of the counselor and the counselee determines what kind of relationship will be generated. Much depends on what the counselor summarizes or does how the counselee perceives at all the time. But one of the basic facts is that counselor genuine interest in helping the client is reflected in his talks and behaviors and emotional warmth and sincerity and professional commitment to help in achieving a desired relationship. The most important for the counselor in this regard is to break the resistance of the client and make him believe that he can help him to solve the problems by analyzing his problems and giving proper summary about it. He should try to relieve as far as possible the client of his negative feelings, indifferent attitudes and hopelessness about the counseling. All this much depends on how counselee reacts to what the counselor summarizes or what he does. If emotional warmth and friendly attitude, genuine interest in helping, genuine acceptance of client, which are all reflected in his reactions and approaches, it serves as the great purpose. Summarizing skills can be drawn by longer interpretations of the client in which they condense and crystallize the essence of what the client is saying and feeling. The emotions of a client can be observed throughout the session, which help the counselor to sum up the session as well as to give proper suggestions to the client over his problems. Now we will see why summarizing skills are important. To know the emotions of client and the counselor in process of counseling. To brief off the long statements given by the client to know the exact problem occurred. To pull out the key parts of the extended communication. To bring the sessions to a close by drawing main threads of discussion. To be used to start up the subsequent session if applicable. To review the work done by the counselor and also to solve the client issues. To end up the session or to move the counseling process ahead. Summarizes are similar to paraphrasing, except they are used less frequently and encompasses more information. It is the gathering together of a client's verbalization, facts, feelings and meanings of the presentation of them to the client in outline form is the process of summarization. It involves attending to the client, experiencing the feelings and thoughts of the client and interacting in order to complex and content of the interview. The summary reviews the content and main feelings of expressions in the sessions, bring together to common elements and clarifies. Summarization also gives the counselor a chance to hear if he or she thinking is accurate. It provides a pause to the interview. Now we will see what are the requirements of essential summarizing skills. Here are some of the basic requirements are given for better summarization skills. These are basic listening sequence, clarification, diagnose or determine, general theme, focusing on main points and abstracting. We will see what is basic listening sequence. The basic listening sequence is the organization of attending skills into a coherent and systematic frame. Many counseling and therapy theories are used for basic listening sequence to draw out the accurate data. Reflection of the meaning is not included here as a part of basic listening sequence. As a more interpretive, reflective skills, it is usually follows from effective use of the basic listening sequence. Basic listening sequence is the most useful in the interview, where one is interested in gathering data about the problem and the client assets and determining goals of the client. Most important, the use of the basic listening sequence is the ability to obtain results in terms of clear and organized data. What is clarification? Clarification is nothing but assuming that the counselor really does understand what has been expressed. It is not a simple task to select a phrases which will communicate this to the counselee. There is a difference in perceiving what the counselee has expressed and verbalizing this perception for him. An even greater difficulty is that of timing. If the counselor should somehow stop the interview for a while and just he will continue at the right time. He could summarize to himself what he has been expressed, selection of the most appropriate phrasing, and then start interview again with the clarification. Once this method of developing clarification skills is, or the counselor to listen to recordings of his own interviews and attempts to identify places where clarification would have been appropriate. Finding these, he should not stop the recorder and attempt to verbalize the clarification, and then check the validity by replaying the expression clarified. Systematic practice of this kind tends to develop the counselor's confidence and skill that he can begin experiment more with the clarification in counseling sessions for better summarization. What is determine or diagnose? A first task of the counselor after listening to the counselee is to determine or diagnose where the client is. One important part of that diagnosis is to understand the client construct system, through what set of glasses the client views the world. By skillful use of interviewing techniques and qualities, the counselor can set about understanding how the client organizes and how he acts on the world. This is the underlying purpose of assessment or diagnosis or interpretation of the client, whether completed by the interview or test or by any other means. The basic issues in effective assessment and diagnosis of the clients and their needs are: what is the client presenting problem? What does the client think is wrong? When does it occur and what are the results? How does the client view the world? What are the client's constructs and what does exactly this representational system have on the problem? What is the client environmental and situational context? What effect do issues such as socio-economic classes, race, living arrangement, etc. have on the client's personal construct and life? What are your basic theories and construct in regard to this unique client? What does this client mean to you? What environmental factors, particularly agency affiliations, impose on you? What do you said and the client do next? How you handle immediate problems? If solving the immediate problem, is it sufficient or insufficient? Then what to do next? What about the development of an overall treatment plan? So assessing all these client status in a complex and involving process requiring skilled use of questioning technique, broad knowledge of socio-economic consideration, and awareness of alternative lifestyles and many other factors. As the counselor summarizes the problems defined by the client, considerable care and effort need to be given to: who is the individual? What are her or his important characteristics? What are his family background? What are his lifestyle? What are the important cultural environmental factors for this individual? And then what happened or what is happening exactly? The details of the problems are needed. How often does it occur and what are the circumstances of this? When does the counseling problem occur? When did it begin? What are the important time sequences? What immediately precede the problem situation? What were the patterns of his problem over the lifestyle of the client? Where does the problem occur? In what setting? And under what conditions? With what type of people? How does the client react to the problem? How does the client feel about it? Why this problem is occurring? So, however, the careful assessment of the problem often leads to obvious answers and better summary. To determine the precise nature of the problem, it is also possible to administer psychological tests to determine or enhance summarizing skills of the counselor. Now we will see what is general theme. In summarization, the counselor combines two or more counselee thoughts, emotions, feelings into a general theme. This used as a skill during choice points of a counseling process in which the counselor wants to draw connection between the clients and conversation topics. Otherwise, when the client appears to any meaning or focus into the direction, otherwise when client appears Now let's move on to the conclusion process. Counseling techniques can be viewed from several perspectives. The concept of leading in counseling refers to the extent to which counselor takes responsibility for the main content of the interview, that is called a summary. This should not be confused with the ratio of a counselor and counselee talk in the interview, although the two are necessarily related. Some counselors and therapists are satisfied to conduct a thorough interview or summary of the individual and often fail to look into factors in the environment. While there are several infinite number of ways to examine the environment of a person or environmental of a developmental stages or his life facts, personal definitions of the problems, all these are the basic assessments. An equally important issue is how client views the problem. For one person, the breaking of an engagement may be a severe emotional trauma, but for another, no particular thought or feeling may be attached. The way person represents and thinks about a problem maybe is an important or more important than the problem is itself. In these two situations, counselor summary may differ. So, a professional counselor knows how best the summary can be done and how summarization process will lead to success in his counseling process based on the needs of the client. Now, from this module, I hope you understood the concept of summary, its importance, and what are the requirements for better summarization.